What's up guys? So I made a video a few years ago, and to this day it has been my most viewed video, and I am still getting comments on it. And I've been wondering why. This video is already old, and I thought people were already over it, and it's not like they're gonna make a Cuties 2 anytime soon. But to this day, I'm getting tens of thousands of views on this video each month, like my whole channel was dedicated to the movie. And I only have 2 videos about it, the second one being a joke. But then I remembered I had another video about someone liking Cuties, and it happened to be Sneako. I knew I hated that asshole for a reason, and it's because this is the first video of his I saw. And to this day, he feels the same exact way he did in that video. I know this because Moist Critical and Sneako had a full hour-long conversation and they talked about Cuties. I'm not gonna go over the whole conversation because Charlie does what he does, but there was this one part where you're just like, Sneako, shut the fuck up.
Yes, we agree that it is disgusting, but you are excusing it because you believe it highlights a very real issue, which it does. But it contributes to that issue by using children. They didn't have to use kids. You recognize that, right? They could have used...
they didn't have to use kids.
Pretty good place to stop because what he and like many others were saying are right. They did not have to use kids. Like I said in my other video, that's like someone getting you to use heroin to teach you about the dangers of heroin.
But I also look at the director and I look at the moral of the movie, and I don't think that it was anything unsafe. And I don't think that the director had any bad intentions making it. So maybe it shouldn't have been as sexualized, but I defend the morality of the movie. And I also defend the effect that it had on me. When I watched that made me have a new perspective.
Imagine saying that movie had an effect on you. I understand what they were doing, but it didn't have an effect on me. What? I never understood that. He's acting like the movie's on par with Mr. Holland's Opus. Actually, take it back. It did have an effect on me. It effectively made me hate you.
Do you see why that's kind of concerning to hear, though? Because in the time that I watched that film, there were unreal amounts of sexual scenes. In fact, the majority of the movie was them doing like the dance routines where they're smacking each other's ass, zoomed in on them shaking their ass in the camera. There's that scene where a security guard's like, "What are you girls doing here?" And they're like, "We're dancers." He's like, "Prove it." So they start twerking for him, and he's like, "Oh, great, get in here." Like, that is a problem.
How would you tell the director to convey the message in a different way?
You would just not use children.
The fact that he cannot or did not come up with that solution on his own just shows you how far up his own ass he is. Like, just look at what he says next.
You could deliver the same message and you don't use children. The problem is
I don't think it would be effective. I don't think it would be as effective. It's unfortunate that it's misinterpreted, but you couldn't be able to have that effect and show how provocative and how dangerous it is without using kids.
Yeah, guys, I don't think we can actually show how deadly World War I was unless we use actual veterans and people start fucking dying. Did you guys know that in Saving Private Ryan, that opening scene meant nothing to me because they weren't real soldiers and they were all just pussies pretending to be soldiers? And you should have seen how I got when I realized United 93 didn't crash an actual plane full of people into a field in Pennsylvania. Next thing you're gonna tell me Dora is black.
Of course, the shots probably did not need to be that bad, but when I watched that, I was absolutely disgusted. And like I said, it changed my perspective. And what I'm surprised about is that you are against wokeness, because everything that...
And I'm gonna cut you off there, Sneako. When you say something or anything about being woke, I turn into that sleeping Shaq meme. It also doesn't help that this is the kind of stuff you're defending.
What are you doing?
If you want to watch the whole debate video or conversation, the video's on Moist Critical's channel. If you want to watch my videos, they're in the description, but be prepared for how I look. My board